Okay, so it's the 7th of March. I've been waiting a while for this to arrive from via UPS or Whoops, as I'm calling them, because like initially it was meant to be delivered on Tuesday, then it didn't come on Tuesday, and then I got a delivery, an email saying, delivery rearranged for Wednesday. I'm like, okay. Then I got another email on Wednesday when it hadn't arrived saying, delivery rearranged for Thursday. And then same thing happened on Thursday. Finally it's arrived on Friday. So it's not a very exciting thing, but regardless. Warranty seal void if removed, if tampered. Well, I need to cut into it to open the box, so I guess that's my warranty. Because, yeah, I think they've just used it to tape it up. Because, like, you know, I've got to open the box. I get a 1 year warranty on this. So, yeah, it's another external hard drive. This is one of WD's recertified drives. It was $78.99 for 5TB. Now, okay, good, it does come with it. Now, I could have got a 6TB 3.5-inch one for $82.99. But the problem is, I do not have any free sockets, unfortunately, so this one I'll do. Plus, this is an Ultra one as well. This is one of their Ultra drives, which I think is slightly faster, but also USB-C. Hallelujah. Yeah. Well, the top of this, I think is metal. The top plate. But yeah, this one is a USB-C drive. It does come with a USB-A adapter as well in the box. There we go, which I will be using because my laptop only has one USB-C port, and it is currently, you know, connected to a hub. So, yeah. Because, you know, even though USB-C has been around quite a while, stuff like external drives and that have really not adopted it. That is a very short cable. They always give you a really short cable anyway. There we go. So, yeah, just an external hard drive. I don't like how much that wobbles around that port there. Well, we'll put that down to one side for now. But yeah, I always recommend getting the WD recertified drives and that when they pop up. Because basically, I haven't had a problem with any of them. And you don't get a 5 year, you get a 1 year warranty with them. But, you know, the ones that I've had so far, I have had for more than a year. So, I'd say that's a good job. Anyway, let's get on to something more exciting. So this is from Rare Waves. It's been a while since I've gotten anything from Rare Waves. Yeah, God, this has had a bit of a beating, unfortunately, in the post. It's been a while actually since I've ordered a record, really, that wasn't a new release, you know? But I think this has arrived intact. So this is Michael Jackson History Continues picture disc, because this was on a Rare Waves sale. Because normally it would be So they had like a 10% off sale when you spent £20 or more, and this was over 20 quid. Just open it up. I can't see if the camera's actually focusing on that. The thing is with this though, I will not be keeping it in here because PVC sleeves are actually really bad for vinyl records, because basically when they break down, and it doesn't take much for these to break down, like even a bit of like a hot, day, when they start to break down they release a gas, and basically this can then adhere to the record itself and make it appear to be a bit cloudy, but also can affect playback as well, and also it'll stick to the record itself. So what I'll be doing is I'll be taking them out of here and putting them in some anti-static sleeves, and then some basically polyester sleeves, ones that will not break down like this PVC one. But yeah, are you happy to get it? History. Let's check that. Yeah, so that one survived alright. I think it's also because it was a picture disc. I ordered a Blu-ray at the same time as that, in the same order. That hasn't arrived. And that, but yeah. How much did I pay for that? Did it say on the invoice? So I paid £31 for that. I'm assuming that's with the discount. And that I paid that for it, which £31, like that's kind of standard record price for a picture disc and a Michael Jackson one, because the Michael Jackson ones tend to be dead expensive. But yeah, pretty good deal there. Okay, it's the 12th of March. Apologies if you can hear my laptop going in the background. First thing I want to mention, so at the time of recording this, last Friday, Lady Gaga's new album Mayhem came out on Unbox Discs, the Zoe's Hope picture disc, and I was about to play the record, and bearing in mind I'd only just played a record literally the previous day on my turntable, no problem. I was about to play it, and then I noticed, what the hell's happened to my stylus? Bloody bent. I have no idea how this happened. And the problem is, since a stylus is so fragile, if I tried to bend this back, it would probably snap off. And also it wouldn't be, I probably wouldn't be able to get it completely straight again either. So I had to order a new stylus. Thankfully I did still have a spare one that it had worn down a bit, but it still thankfully worked, so I was still able to listen to the album. So yeah, I've since installed the new stylus and that, but yeah, no idea how this happened, because it didn't bang off anything. In fact, it physically can't bang off anything on the turntable, so I've no idea how this got bent, especially the way it's gotten bent as well. Literally no idea how. Don't know. Honestly don't know, because it was literally fine the previous day, and that's when I was playing the record, but yeah, that was completely weird. Also, talking about Lady Gaga for another minute, I mentioned in the video, it was pretty much impossible for me or anyone, for most people, to get the 2 of the 3 store exclusive cassettes, and I theorised that, either they weren't available yet and they just said sold out for the time, or a bot had bought them all. And I was right, a bot had bought them all, because there was a person on eBay selling over 100 of them. One seller selling over 100 of them. And the thing is, they were doing them in job lots of like 50 or something like that. And they ended up selling for like over 200 quid. And there was other eBay sellers and that putting them up for like £50, £60, a couple of others and that. So basically it all went to like a couple of sellers on eBay. Because it all seemed to be like one of 3 sellers on eBay, and they all seemed to go to them. Even though, it's like, oh, well, it's limited to 4 per customer. Well, a bot will get around that it'll just create a bunch of... Because the thing is, it's not based on your address, it's based on how many accounts you have. So a bot will just create a bunch of different accounts, and it'll all ship to one address. Or even, you know, like if it's, for example, a drop-off point, they'll all ship to the same drop-off point. So, yeah, bit annoying. I was glad I was able to get one of the 3 cassettes anyway. Anyway, something else has arrived today. This has taken a while to arrive. Rarewaves is pretty slow on its delivery. Because even though I ordered this over a week ago, it wasn't dispatched until last Friday. Even though this had a pull tab, and it was a plastic line pull tab, it's still ripped. Anyway, this was on one of their 10% off sales on everything. I got this at the same time I got the Michael Jackson History Continues vinyl, which I did actually listen to the other day. Good YouTube shorts. Anyway, oh, there we go. Mary and Max. This is an absolutely fantastic film. This is the German Blu-ray. So yeah, this would have cost me a tenner minus 10%, so I got a pound off it, essentially. But yeah, this is a film I've been meaning to pick up. Now, this has only ever been released on Blu-ray in Germany, the US, and it's about to be re-released on Blu-ray in Australia, along with Memoir of a Snail. But yeah, it's been released on DVD in the UK, but no Blu-ray. But yeah, this is an absolutely fantastic film. And that I'm hoping it also has the English version on here. I am imagining it probably will do. And that, but yeah, the German Blu-ray is by far the cheapest. So yeah, I don't know. At least if you live in the UK, and that it is. Also, the German Blu-ray, the artwork it uses on the front, I much prefer to what the US one does. Also, a reversible cover, which quite a few German releases have, so you can get rid of that warning. And there you go, it looks much nicer, so I will do that right now. Not all German releases have it, but the ones that do, much appreciated. And I imagine, you know, Australians wished that their releases had it, because I haven't really come across it on Australian releases, but there you go. Hey. Got rid of the warning, so it still has all these certificate things and that on there, on the front. Regardless, there we go. I think this might be a region-free disc. I'm pretty sure. Because there's actually no mention of region lock. Also, just to note for most people watching this, most Blu-rays, even if they say they're region locked, 9 times out of 10 they're actually region free. Most of the time they are, because I've got several like US Blu-rays that say they're region A locked and actually they're region free. The only ones that I've got that are region locked US Blu-rays is South Park season 14 onwards, and the reason that was locked whereas the previous ones weren't is basically because that has an episode that was banned from airing in the UK, episode 200 and 201. In fact, if you buy the UK season 14 DVD release, it's not on there. Not on there. So yeah, but they region locked it for that one and only reason, and basically they just, you know, never stop. But most companies don't actually bother, and the reason they don't bother is because if you're going to release a Blu-ray in multiple territories, it's basically more effort to put in actual region coding in there. DVDs is a different case, but Blu-rays, most of the time they're actually region free. And this one doesn't mention anything, doesn't even mention anything about region. Even if it wasn't, it doesn't matter for me, because, well, Germany's region B, the UK's region B. So, yeah, hooray. But yeah, if you haven't ever seen Mary and Max, it's an absolutely fantastic film. And, you know, if you're autistic like me, it will really, it will really speak to you on a different level. Oh look, the sun's come out now. So, yeah. Glad I finally, you know, picked up a physical copy of this and that. So, oh, it does say Region B just there. It does say Region B right there. Normally it has it on the logo, but it does say Region B. Though again, that doesn't necessarily mean it's locked to that. So, I don't know because I don't have a Region A player. Regardless, I'll be ripping this. You know, rip all your discs. But yeah. Also, I don't believe that Linus. Like the thing is, that Linus Tech Tips video, on how to rip your Blu-rays and discs. He doesn't really go through it on the actual how-to section very well at all. He basically just says, "Oh yeah, use Make MKV." He doesn't actually show you how you do it. I mean, it is simple enough, but regardless. Yeah. Also, you know, it is meant, like, Blu-ray discs are supposedly meant to last 10 to 20 years for a pressed disc like this. And the thing is, that may be true, though, but that's like basically a more minimum type thing, because Blu-ray now is almost 20 years old. And that, but we will see, you know, if we get into the 2030s, and, you know, that may be extinct. It also depends on how you look after the discs as well. They like to be kept in nice room temperature. But anyway, I've waffled on enough, so yeah, there we go. Okay, it's the 13th of March. I'm annoyed that they've sent this in a bloody jiffy bag. Oh, you are nah. So it's in a cardboard box and just in a standard jiffy bag. How's the other one? This, by some miracles, actually survived. I wish they weren't in cardboard boxes like this, but look at that. So yeah, this is Ed Sheeran, the tour collection, live, and it also includes the non-live versions. And I also got Equals on cassette. And the main reason is there was some sort of deal on there, and basically I was only intending to buy this, but basically if I bought this alongside it, I'd save £3, and this was only £6.99. I do like the design of the cassette itself. I do like the design itself on there. I don't like the box. I hate, you know, I've always hated these cardboard sleeves. It's got a bit of wear on it on the corner as well there. Yeah, I'll be contacting them because Jesus Christ, you know. This is just bloody, like, ridiculous, that. It's actually protected the inner ones and that, so it did that. But yeah. So this normally retails for $14.99 plus delivery. And the delivery is not cheap from these websites and that, yet they send them in bloody jiffy bags. It's ridiculous. Which one is this one? Is this the, yeah, this is the live one. This is the only, I think, Ed Sheeran albums that I own, and this isn't even an album, it's a compilation plus a live concert. This is the only album now that I own physically. But not very happy. And that, because, you know, and the thing is, if it had been sent in a box, and that, with a bit of packing in there, it would have been completely fine. And that. But yeah, I'm amazed that this has gotten damaged, yet the Yenawongs haven't, by a miracle. But yeah, I'm surprised this isn't battered up, although it is frayed around the corners as well. So I will be contacting them about this. So yeah, just not bloody happy about it. And I know some people go, oh, who cares? I do. Also, annoyingly, this is a nightmare. This will be even more of a nightmare to put, because I can't really put it in my cassette drawers, because it won't fit in the drawers, because it's meant for a single cassette in a plastic box. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, annoyingly. So we will see. So also the Mary and Max Blu-ray, the German Blu-ray, it does include a special feature on there which has the original shorts films that the director did. Unfortunately, it does seem to have on it hard encoded subtitles for things on there, which is unfortunate. I think it's only in standard definition. I'll have to double check. If it is only in standard definition, I might see if I can get a cheap used copy of the UK DVD, because obviously that won't have it on there. And that, not on the main film itself. The main film itself, thankfully, doesn't have that. So yay, it's just on that one special feature. It's not the end of the world, but irritating regardless. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so it's still the 13th of March today, and little update. So I did contact basically the egg shearing shop, which is also the Warner Brothers store, and basically they essentially told me to fuck off. Essentially, not exact those words. In fact, I'll get the exact words up in the email here. It says, please be advised that items are packaged to the utmost highest quality. A jiffy bag. Damage to the product. And here we go. Damage to the product during transit, basically delivery, is something that is expected and not insured. Therefore, on this occasion, we will not send you a replacement or refund. And I argued this. I wasn't going to take this lying down. My reply was, this is not acceptable. I am happy to send it back for a replacement, but it was only sent in a jiffy bag, which offered no protection from it being crushed in the post. And they actually got back to me, saying, okay then, if you send it back to us, we will send you a replacement. And basically I said, well, I'm not paying, to send it back, otherwise I'm out of pocket. Because again, I had to pay postage for it coming to us, so it wasn't free delivery. And they said to me, if I paid the delivery and sent them proof of posting, that they would refund me the delivery, which is what I've done. They haven't, obviously, the offices will be closed now, so hopefully tomorrow, they'll see the email that I sent that has the proof of posting and everything on there, and give me back the proof of the money, because it was $3.75 for me to post it back second class standard, which I imagine is how they originally also sent it, despite the postage cost being more than that. I think it was £4 something. Annoyingly, also it's slightly too thick, like literally a couple of millimeters too thick for it to be classed as a large letter. Because if it was classed as a large letter, and that, like for example, if it was I did decide to keep the equals one, just because even though it is a little bit frayed around the corners, and that, I decided with that one, since it isn't crushed and that, I'll just, you know, I'll chance me luck. Sorry, I won't chance my luck on this again. The fact that it isn't crushed. But yeah, with this, you know, sent that back. But yeah, if it was sent in a box, it would have been no problem whatsoever. And it, you know, it wouldn't have to be really, you know, just a box. Like, send it in a box with a little bit of packing material in, you know, wrapped around it. And it would have been perfectly fine. But they didn't. And yeah. Yeah, most of them all send them in these really thin packs, which, you know, it's like the most expensive postage as well. Like, if I order from a proper record shop, their delivery tends to be expensive, but they package them really well. Like, that's why, you know, with them, you know, if I have to buy something from a record shop, yeah, I'm annoyed, you know, it's like annoying that you have to pay considerable postage, but it is packaged properly. Yeah, you know, from the artist's own website, which is, you know, run by the record store label, they're generally cheap as hell. But I still want it regardless. I did, and I mentioned this to them, I did keep the sleeves for the cassettes. I did keep these, and the reason I kept these, and I told them that, keep them, is because these amazingly weren't damaged. And if I get another one, and it is, you know, at least I've got the sleeves themselves that aren't. But, you know, there we go. Anyway, something I bought today when I was out was this. I bought this from Smith's, and actually, it was only £10. And you know what? Not bad for a tenner. He's quite large. Who actually makes this? Because, what company actually makes this? I don't know. Because I don't think it's Jack specific, because theirs tends to be, their ones tend to be much smaller than this. But yeah, this is obviously modern tails because of the eyes and that. But this one is a much nicer plush. Plus, look, the tails are separate on the Jack's ones. They're all one piece. I just noticed now that I'm seeing it in better lighting. There are a few. I don't know if you can see it. There's a couple of marks just there. I'm hoping they just come off. There was a few in the shop, and basically there was one where he had some mark. I could see in the shop where he had marks around his head and around his ear, and that. But most of them, apart from this one and another one, you could see white stitching going up the nose, whereas on this one you can't. And there was only one other in the shop, but again that had the marks on the head. I mean, not the end of the world. I can probably, you know, get off. But yeah, I'm just trying to find who the manufacturer is. Not washable. And that, well, I wasn't going to wash it. But it does say you can put it in water. Where does it say on the tag? Imported by Toy Topic Limited. Well, that just says imported. I don't know. Not a lot of information, but you know what? He's quite nice, and I'd say he's nicer than the Jack specific version. There we go. If I put his ears up. Hooray. There we go. There we go. The thing is, I don't want to get rid of the tag. I know. Also, why have that 0 plus? Wow. So you could literally give it to an infant. But, yeah, really happy to have a nice little Tails plush, because I always like, see, Tails is my favourite, so always happy to have that. But yeah, I'm annoyed about the cassettes, but at least I'm going to get, you know, hopefully the second one will arrive. Like, basically, I just need the outer box to arrive okay. You know, which is saying something, but, yeah. I mean, I doubt they'll take my advice and actually start sending things in boxes. But hey, you never know, because they do actually have, they must have boxes. They must have boxes because I remember who was it? Was some other artist where they had like 4 different cassettes released and something, and they did send them in a box that time. Though they don't tend to as much now, but you know, fingers crossed for that. But anyway, there we go, people. There we go.